know you like basketball, and I know you like basketball. I know you were a killer at basketball. You're a baller. So you obviously tried to play in college, right? You tried to do all that. You kind of talked about it on your YouTube. Kind of talk about that real quick about your little basketball experience.
So when I was at Leeward Green, I was talking to Miss Lee and Mr. Cole. You know, obviously Mr. Cole, he was my coach. He had a lot of faith in me. Like he was like, "Look, man, like wherever you want to go, I know you can play there as long as like you put your heart into it and
Right.
really dedicate yourself 100%." So I talked to Miss Lee and I was like, Miss Lee, I really want to go to Yuba College. Like, it's not just because it was my hometown, but they had like a really good program. They
Yeah.
won like the championship from out of like 12 to 13, out of 13 years. Like, they were really good. But when I sat down and talked to Miss Lee, she's like, if all you want to do is basketball, then like you got to really consider like what are your backup plans? Like, what if you get injured, or what if
Mhm.
like you're not like she wasn't saying I wasn't good enough. She's like, but
Right.
what if you like realize like, oh wow, this competition is really high and you
Right.
may not be able to compete. Like, what are
Right.
you gonna do? And I was like, that's really true. Like, I need to sit down and think about that. And Mr. Rhodes, obviously. Mr.
Mhm.
Rhodes went to college and he was like, "Hey man, like if you really want to do this, I can like get your film ready. We could send it to them and like I can get you in Yuba College." So it was really hard for me because I really had to think. I was just like, man, like what do I want to do? Like I thought it would just be a piece of cake. Like, oh, I love basketball. I'm just gonna go play basketball. So I also had to consider like my financial aid as well. I talked to Miss Lee, and Miss Lee was like, "Look, like she did the math and everything. She's like, this is how much you are getting in financial aid. I'm not gonna, tell my personal information, things
No, no,
like
no.
that." She's like, you're getting paid to go to school. Like it would just be like she realizes I really love basketball. She's like, but it would be silly. Like if I didn't go to Sac State, like a lot of people do not get this opportunity. Like I I was a manager there. We'll talk about that later.
Sure.
But I even talked to the players, and they're like, damn, bro, like you're getting paid more than me and I'm on a scholarship here.
Right.
So, in the end, I feel like I did make the right decision in going to Sac State.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, it's funny you're taking my dad's route because my dad went to Yuba College. My dad's from Yuba City, man. My dad,
Oh,
when he came from Mexico and he was 9 years old, he came to a little town called Arboga, which is in Yuba, it's Yuba City, Marysville area. And he went to Marysville High School freshman year. He was a Yuba City honker the rest of the time, and then he ended up going to Yuba College for 2 years and then go to Sac State. So you were almost
oh,
trying to go that little path. So my dad, yeah. So I know Yuba City not so well, but it's in my family because my dad's from he grew up in Yuba City, so he was there for
'cause I still
years.
I still got my cousin that goes to or no, he just graduated from Yuba City or the Honkers.
Right.
And yeah, I got a couple friends that went there too. I still go down there and visit, and we
Yeah.
get some open runs in their
Yeah.
gym.
So my dad, he's from Yuba. So